cheers to episode 87.
Yes, Gatorade. Yes.
Cheers.
Cheers.
G2 grape.
Fruity Pebble protein powder with some peanut butter powder.
I thought you were going to say something else.
Alex, that's not a good combination. Well, I guess peanut butter jelly. Never mind, JK.
What'd you say? Peanut butter what?
Powder?
Oh.
Not mine, but figured I'd try it out.
I have a liquid IV.
Oh, needed.
Nice.
Yes, it's been liquid IV all weekend.
How's it taste, Alex?
Oh, it tastes actually really good.
Okay.
It does taste like a peanut butter jelly, like
Did you
Evan
put
mentioned.
milk in there or just water?
Water.
Oh.
Not a milk. Well, I mean, I love milk, but no, too much.
Thought about you at the all-you-can-drink milk station at the fair.
I figured
Alex
you
would
would.
be in his absolute element right here.
I mean, I've really declined in my milk drinking endeavors these days, but used to be a fiend.
You know, my cousin Nolan, I believe, still does this. I think he gets a glass of milk at like every dinner he goes to that's out.
That's
Which
weird.
is a kind of crazy move, but I really respect it because that's just his move.
I watched Colby drink 4 glasses of milk on Friday night before bed. 4 glasses of milk. He did throw up, though.
Do you know what drink is back? Sunny D. I had a sip of Sunny D on Saturday morning. Wow. I forgot how good and how bad that is for you, but refreshing.
I was never a big Sunny D guy.
Who had, did Mitch have Sunny D or did someone have Sunny D?
No, it was at the hub. Colby had it.
Remember, Grant, Evan didn't sleep at the
Right.
Skyview.
I woke up and got taken somewhere else, but I did not sleep. Well, I did sleep there for probably 3 or 4 hours. Not inside of it, though.
Can you guys hear the like animals chirping in the background of my thing or no?
No.
Is that me?
No, it's I can hear them myself, but
I was getting the windows
You
cracked
can't.
over here now.
okay, then I think we're good because I can live with it. I just didn't want it to come through in the audio.
Let's make sure you can't hear mine.
No, you're good. I just like having fresh air.
Dan's doing some yard work, so if you,
You know
hear
what?
that.
I just totally flip-flopped. I need to shut this. You need to try to have a nice breeze so I don't get up from this chair when this show's over and it's drenched in sweat, but Mother Nature's not going to shut her mouth outside. Okay. Oh, protein powder. Alex talked about protein powder. I recently bought new protein powder. Any guesses on what flavor I bought?
Cookies and cream.
Cookies and cream. Wow, Alex.
Whoa. No. I overheard a group of, I would say, frat stars talking at a bar about this protein flavor. I was like,
Sour Patch Kids.
No.
Okay, I don't know.
Chocolate mint.
Ew.
Mint.
A little thin mint.
Oh,
A little
brushing-
drink your
you're
toothpaste
drinking
for protein.
He's drinking your toothpaste.
Yummy.
That's the wrongest thing Evan's ever said on the show, that mint is disqualified because it tastes like toothpaste.
Well, it does.
But not. No.
But,
not. It's
yeah.
not as acidic.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have something else about brushing teeth now, but we gotta get this show on the road because I'm just gonna keep going down tangents. Welcome in to the oh my gosh, Alex taking off his clothes early. Welcome into the #1 sports podcast in the entire state of Michigan. Both our football teams are 1-0. It is Monday, September 5th, 8:24 p.m. and
Eastern time.
And on 3 guys, say it with me again. And NFL
College
football is
football's
back.
Oh.
I froze. I didn't even say anything.
God. You didn't know what to say?
Well, yeah, I didn't. I was going to say football is back. Then I heard NFL out of your mouth, and then it got awkward, so I just didn't say anything.
Yeah. Not as good as last time. It's okay, though. But NFL football is back Thursday. Evan's quarterback takes the field. My potential fantasy quarterback takes the field. We'll see. Probably.
And Evan and
Tom
Alex
Brady.
take on the Ypsilanti, Michigan Buffalo Wild Wings.
Wow.
Autograph signing if you guys want to show up. We'll be there.
Amazing. Yeah. You guys should do for content. You guys should do the Blazing Wing Challenge.
Alex can try that.
Alex,
Can you just get one?
Alex is on the record. Doesn't he like heat doesn't bother me at all? Like he's
Yes.
Mr. Mexico, Mr. I live there.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think
I am Spice Guy.
Yeah, I think you at least need to ask them what the challenge is, and then maybe if you're like, I don't think I can do that, do at least one.
Okay, maybe.
All right. It'd be a rough day at work the next day.
Just
okay. Weekly check-ins of how our weekend was, and then we have MSU's win, Michigan's win, Lions versus the Eagles preview, and then Michigan and Michigan State preview against Akron and Hawaii, which will be a snooze fest. So that's why that's last. But so without further ado, the check-ins. Let's get mine out of the way, and then we'll package your guys' tailgate experience into one. I decided this year, you know how last year we tried to work in the tailgate stuff into the actual game recap? Just felt clunky looking back at. So we'll get like the fun tailgate stuff out in the weekly recap, and then we'll talk just about the actual football game when we're in the actual football game recap section. So we're adapting on this show. Mine starts with this. Weighed in yesterday during the middle of the day at 174 pounds. So
It's the milk?
We're making
Milk.
progress.
Whole milk,
More
baby.
milk.
Whole milk.
More milk.
No, it's because I made pancakes this weekend.
Oh.
Pancakes got the job done for you, Grant.
Yeah, I like nice thin ones so you can pop them in. I ate like 6 or 7. And bad thing though, I mean this was plain injured. I made them all, excited to eat them, realized I didn't have syrup, which is really important when it comes to pancakes. So
did you just go buy some?
No, I didn't really. It's a lazy Sunday morning. Really didn't feel like leaving the house. So I put some peanut butter on them and some also butter. So I just tried to like soften it up a little bit. But it was what Alex just
dry
said.
mouth.
It was dry. It was super. And then later, because then I had breakfast again for dinner. Because I was like, I don't really want to cook again. I'm just gonna have this. The same meal is so good. What I did is I made 2 over easy eggs and like tried to use like the juice. I basically treated pancakes as toast because I just needed something. So tried to use some of the egg yolk to soften them up. But really, I just need syrup. Could avoid all this.
Grant's
So that
life
happened.
continues to be extremely exciting.
College football. Watched a lot of college football. As Evan said, what his goal was. I saw some disgusting things in the world of college football, but also some amazing things. It's just every 18 to 20, well, I guess now 24, 25-year-old. I mean, Aiden O'Connell's 24 years old. There's a lot of old quarterbacks in the sport, but they still make stupid mistakes that kids do. And it's fun to watch because the game is really never over, as we saw last night in the LSU-Florida State game. It can be like, yep, this game is over. Nope, definitely not over. Definitely something can go horribly wrong for a team. And then last but not least, I worked my first shift actually before we recorded last week, but I wrapped it up. I was at the Minnesota State Fair 3 times last week, which sounds like, okay, ho-hum, Alex, for the Lenawee County listeners. You're like, okay, Apple Umpkin, Clinton Fall Festival. No, this is like faster horses.
Why did you say my name right there?
I didn't. I said Apple Umpkin. Not everything's about you, man.
I thought you said ho-hum Alex Lenawee County Fair.
I said ho-hum, Apple Umpkin, Clinton Fall Festival.
I would like someone to go back and check that.
They can't. I did not say Alex Fair.
It felt like you did.
Anyways, Alex went to the Minnesota State Fair, had to work it. I kid you not, Saturday, Labor Day weekend, had to be 200,000 people. That's not an exaggeration. I looked up what their average attendance is, and in 2019 they had 200,000 people. I was 1 mile away on Saturday morning from the parking lot I had to park in. 1 mile away, sat in wall-to-wall traffic for 1 mile for at least 45 minutes to get there. And this was at 8:30 in the morning. The fair opens at 7 a.m. People are lined up waiting to go. The fair closes at 11 p.m. The fair also lasts from August 25th to September 5th. It's like 2 full weeks of fair. Every day, run it back, same food, maybe a couple different musical and comedian acts, but hundreds of thousands of people. But even worse than standstill car traffic is when you're walking and are in standstill foot traffic, which happened several times on Saturday. Just trying to go get a hot dog on my lunch break, couldn't move. on the street, just standing there like, wow, I'm legitimately stuck in a sea of people. They're all walking around trying to get fried food. This is miserable. It's about as crazy as you can imagine. I think it would be fun to go, like maybe one night with some friends, but it made me completely sick of the fair. And I don't think I ever want to go back.
You're not
Grant
a fair
hates
guy.
crowds. Grant hates crowds.
Not a
Hates
huge
crowds and anything that's fun.
I think I don't
The fair
Grant
Hates
fits into
things that are fun. That is true.
Grant fits into that.
I don't think I like fairs. I like the
Grant's
Faster
a
Horses
Karen.
crowd. I don't like. I hate how that got spun. I don't like fairs. Okay, corn dogs don't get it done for me. A lot of fair food doesn't get it done for me. I won't ride the rides. There was another video that came out this past weekend that went viral on Twitter from India where a ride at the fair crashed. I will ride Cedar Point rides. I will not ride fair rides.
All right.
You got Alex. You're not a fair guy. Evan, are you a fair guy?
Not a fair guy.
I say I am, but I couldn't tell you last time I've been to the fair. I'll go if I had to go, or like I had a needed group of people. I would definitely go, and I would enjoy my time. I'm a huge Apple Pumpkin fan. Like I love getting deep fried food.
Favorite fair food?
I usually get the deep fried Oreos and deep fried Snickers, just like all around.
That is diabetes.
And then give me a freshly squeezed lemonade, please. And you walk around and enjoy yourself.
Alex?
Just not a deep fried guy, really. I'll be honest.
Just nothing. No, you don't.
I
get
mean,
any
like I
food
like
when you're at
fried
the
chicken,
fair.
but that's not a fair food. I like corn dogs, I guess. How about that?
That's disgusting.
But like the Oreos, Snickers, no, I don't. No. Elephant ears, no thanks. I know, Evan, you love all that stuff, but
I didn't get anything crazy. I'll run through it quick. I got a cheeseburger on day 1. I got a chicken pita from a Greek stand on day 2. I got some Jamaican jerk fries from a Jamaican place.
Those have to be good.
They were soggy. It was like they took beef au jus and like drenched it over. It wasn't like a rub. It was like a sauce. It was like a soup they poured over these fries, and it was like
wet, soft, mushy fries.
and it was like 90 degrees. And then I threw some ketchup on it. My fingers were disgusting after that.
Oh,
Guys.
And then
you probably licked the out of those fingers.
I played the classic.
Oh,
I played the hits. I just got 2 hot dogs, fries, and a Coke on the last day.
I love that order.
Thank you. The Coke. Something about fair Coke better than McDonald's Coke. Best Coke I've ever had. No. The food that I got, I did not go to the popular places because I only had like half-hour breaks. Apparently, there's this place called Sweet Martha's Cookies, which is...
We talked about
Evan
this
talked
last
about
week.
that. Yes. Yes.
Just
And
ship
all-
it to me. Just
and all
somebody ship
weekend-
it to me.
I just kept laughing whenever someone said Sweet Martha's because it's just kind of a funny name for something. But never went and got it. And then there's also, I guess, cheese curds that are very popular there. The line was also super
I do like
big.
cheese curds.
Well, you would have loved this place, I guess, because that is a big attraction there.
Oh, Martha.
Sweet Martha's Cookies. Yeah, people walk around, like Evan said, with buckets of them. Like a lunch pail bucket of just... And the fries are overflowing out of the top. Every time I saw, like, that cookie is going to fall off the edge. Nope, they just sling that thing around, and they're all stuck together because they're so nice and gooey.
That's the dream. That's the American dream right there.
That was my weekend. That's the fair. Your guys' weekend at East Lansing. The scenes,
Thursday.
the sights, the smells.
Thursday, went to East Lansing, went to B-Dubs, was there for 3 hours because the food took 3 hours to come out.
Well, beat-up's trash, Ficker's better.
Watched football, a lot of football on Thursday. And then went to the Riviera Cafe, Grant's favorite place. I went there Thursday night as well as Friday during the day.
God, you couldn't leave.
So that was fun, good time. And then tailgated, good time. The
Friday,
game.
Alex, I was there Friday at the Riviera. Breaking news: they still have the best fries in East Lansing.
Good solid fries
Still
there.
have the best
Could
fries.
use a little crisp. But overall good.
But
And then I went to the game and I watched the game by myself.
That's funny. I thought you and Evan had season tickets.
We do, yeah.
Oh.
But it turned out that I watched this game in its entirety by myself. I did talk to the guy next to me whose kids were in the student section, Michigan State students, and he went to Western. So we chatted quite a bit. Funny guy. So,
did you see MMG?
No, but this is complicated. My grandfather's wife, not really my grandma.
Okay,
very complicated situation.
Okay.
However,
family member
sat right behind MMG at the game.
Well, okay, I might have to go watch his vlog back. I already watched it because he went to Michigan State, Michigan, and Ohio State 3 games in 24 hours and did a 10-minute vlog about it. And
he was there, and they were behind him. The text I got specifically,
you're gonna have to watch it and see if you can see her.
Let's read this text.
Because he's a Michigan State guy.
Heard you were at the game last night. It was a lot of fun. Wonder if you know a guy called MMG. He sat in front of us, and people were lining up for pictures with him. It was crazy, the number of people who knew him, and he was very nice. Didn't turn down anybody. Apparently, he went to preschool with the son of my friend.
What the hell? Yeah, you're gonna have to watch his vlog and see if you can spot him.
Yep. So I did not see him, but
I know people
that did.
He had front row seats at every game. It was fantastic, and just like the amount of like high school, middle school age kids that just want to be his biggest fan. I'm like, that guy's figured it out.
Yeah, and then Saturday I golfed with my father, my great uncle, my uncle. That was fun. And then we, after golf, went to the lake. Boat ride, swim, good times.
What lake?
Runyon Lake.
Jake Runyon.
So, yeah. And then yesterday, Sunday, I did not do a damn thing. And then today, I didn't do a damn thing other than laundry.
Essential, though. Evan, what happened to you on...
I kept my promise to you, Grant, as a co-host that I was going to enjoy my tailgate, and I definitely did. Some are saying too much, some are saying not enough, some are saying
no one's saying not enough.
Some are saying there was somebody out there saying not enough.
More.
I got into the stadium, just had to take a nap, and took a nap out in front of my old stomping grounds. Got picked up.
Ice cream sandwich review, Evan.
Melting moments.
Good time. Yep. It was so good. I don't even remember eating it, Alex. It was that good.
I'll still give it a 10 out of 10.
Do you at least remember were the canned mixed drinks good?
Yeah, they were satisfying.
Which one did you get?
I had the peach and lemonade one.
I didn't like the peach.
And were they the Crown ones?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now the can quality, the feeling of the can was incredible.
The can
top notch. It wasn't just like a smooth can. There was texture on the outside of the can.
What?
It was very cool.
Textured can?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Wow.
That's
Don't recommend the peach though.
That's class.
I'm a peach fan. I enjoy the flavor of peach. So.
Do you think you'll still like those?
I don't know.
They got other flavors.
It's gonna have to be a long time before I taste those for a third time.
It's like me and Tito's.
Yeah.
And work our way back.
Yeah, Saturday, hung out with the boys, watched football, more football. Just battles and build all day Saturday and Sunday, and went golfing this morning. Played pretty well, shot an 81. I'm super happy.
What'd you do Saturday night?
Saturday night, watched the Ohio State game, Notre Dame game. Stayed in the apartment, hung out, played some drinking games.
Did not go out with the others?
I wasn't invited. I left because there was a break between the rain, and I left, and then they went out right after I left. Didn't get the invite. Shallow friends. Shallow.
Yeah. It also looks like there was the
they also went out at 1:00, and so they had an hour left. So
yeah.
There was no one there when they got there.
That's a last minute desperation throw.
It was downpouring Saturday in East Lansing. The skies just opened up. It was calm, cool, collective, and boom, thunderstorms, and everything. I saw a lot of
videos on the Barstool.
Didn't rain here whatsoever.
That's
And I think that's
crazy.
what killed everybody's energy Saturday night, like downtown at least. But
That's good though. They could use a night off with all the lines they have.
Thursday night, no lines anywhere.
Wow.
Wild.
All right. So I think the takeaway is it was a overall good weekend, but there's definitely room for improvement.
yes, let's run it back next weekend. Even longer time we get to tailgate next weekend. Let's see how it goes.
Nervous for Evan.
Doubling down.
Nervous for
Doubling
Evan.
down.
As Mel Tucker said, the
Mix
effort
in
was
the water.
unacceptable.
Never feel bad for mixing in water.
Maybe mixing sixth.
Evan was in a different kind of deep end. He took a deep end a different way.
He was in hell. Yeah.
All right, let's get to the actual game of Michigan State. Evan, you go back and watch it?
Oh,
Highlights
yeah.
or?
All I did Saturday, Sunday morning, I probably watched like 4 or 5 different just highlight videos, and then rewatched it all again.
You find that the classic like 30-minute one on YouTube from the Matt.
There was
Shout
like
out.
2
That guy
Matthew
does
loves ball.
God's work. Matthew loves ball. I love that
I
guy.
watched like 30 games just from Matthew Loves Ball this weekend.
It's phenomenal.
Love that guy.
So the final score, Michigan State 35, Western Michigan 13. Before we get into X's and O's,
I was close. I'm pretty sure it was 41-13.
your guess?
Yeah.
That's
6 points
pretty close.
off.
If you can get one of the scores right, pretty close. Before we get into X's and O's, we have to talk about one thing. Actually, 2 things before we get into actual X's and O's. I don't really remember seeing it in the Michigan State Western game, but it was prevalent in the Michigan game and other games throughout the weekend. We have a new helmet look this year, and it's breaking my brain. You know, it doesn't have the top
terrible.
bar.
It's terrible.
They're actually very protective, though.
I imagine.
But
They even look worse without when the people don't have the visor.
Yes. And you know, when I got it, Junior Colston, Michigan's starting linebacker, does not have the visor. And I'm like, someone could fit their whole hand through that. Like, that's huge. And then when it has the visor, it's going to take me at least 7 weeks to get used to it.
7 weeks.
Every time I
I
see
kind of
it,
like him.
you're in on him?
I kind of like with the visor. Without the visor, it looks goofy, but
It's just
like Elijah Collins was the only one I saw from Michigan State to have one.
So
And I thought it looked all right.
It doesn't look terrible. It's just so jarring. I'm like, where's the bar? That thing is just going to fall down because there's nothing. It's just, it makes sense that they finally invented a way to click it into place or however it works with the visor. But I'm so used to seeing a bar there that it's going, like I said, it'd take me several weeks. That looks solid. It's kind of hard to see, but it looks.
It's just weird because it's just like it's all flat in the front.
It's really a car windshield now. Really a car windshield.
Yeah. Yeah, kind of
It's
like
it's like what Tesla did to windshields. They just made it flow better. But yeah, that I had to get out. And then 2 about your guys' game is Magic Johnson thinks he beat Western Kentucky. And
shout out Magic.
He was just like me. He doesn't remember.
Magic and Evan had similar Friday nights. Western Kentucky. You could have told Evan, "Hey, we just beat Western Kentucky," and you'd be like, "Yep, checks out." All right, your guys' let's do this. What's your top takeaway from the game on Friday, Evan?
Sloppy play calling on offense.
Oh, Jay Johnson hot seat.
Interesting that you are blaming it all on Jay. You would. You hate that guy.
Evan
I don't
protects the
hate
players.
him. I just expect him to a high standard of. I've seen him call a perfect game, perfect in my eyes. So like he called a very fantastic game against Miami last year. I've seen him call that good of a game.
Again, because I was there yelling at him what to do.
Correct. Grant was calling a perfect game, and he heard Grant from the stadium.
Yes.
And I don't know why you can't repeat that over and over and over.
Maybe he didn't want to open up the playbook against Western, Evan.
Okay, even if you don't want to open up the playbook, your first 2 drives shouldn't be 3 and outs, and you gain 4 yards total.
Some
You're a
drops and bad
superior
throws, Evan.
Big Ten university going against a MAC school. Yes, Western is a solid MAC school. However, your first 2 drives shouldn't equal 4 points, 4 yards.
Yeah, it's not great.
It's tough that you're putting it all on Jay. But
Well, he kind of shot.
The first game of the year, you should have 10 to 15 plays scripted. Like, these are going to work for sure. This is what we're going to go in. I don't care if we put something on film because they're going to have to study it anyways. Like, you should have positive plays the first 2 drives, no matter
kind of
what.
overdid it though with the flea flicker last year. It's in that everyone knows that it can't. You should have broken out the flea flicker, but you almost can't.
I'm not saying that the flea flicker and then also get Jaden Reed involved. Like,
he
you
was
want him to
doubled
be
quite a
that
bit.
stud alpha.
Who's Jay and Reed? I didn't. I know some on Friday. I'm just
No
kidding,
idea.
I saw him.
Yeah,
The
but
Western
second
Michigan
drive.
player must be going to the NFL.
Second drive, they missed a wide open touchdown to him. So
More targets, Alex. More.
All right. Jay
Not all on
Johnson
Jay.
need to be in the lab, especially for the Washington game. Alex, your top takeaway from Friday's action.
just looked like a first game of the season at Spartan Stadium. Just was not crisp or clean, but that's usually how it goes in week one.
This is a lot of teams have it, but I have been to this game many times in East Lansing.
It never goes that well.
Even against Furman, it's just uncomfy. It's like, oh, they're going to actually lose this? No, they're not. And I am an idiot. I went to actually a bar on Friday night with
Good for you, Grant.
two of my coworkers. One's an Indiana fan, one's an Illinois fan, and they squared off. And it was a great game to watch them sweat it out and enjoy it.
That game was crazy.
I was watching the Michigan State game as well. What was I leading into? Oh, man.
So you probably thinking Western had a chance of winning.
Yes. Thank you, Alex. I was sitting there, I'm like, wow.
Joke.
Well, no, I got there, and then it turned 21-3 fast. I was like, it's over. And then I kind of kept my eye on the game. I'm like, okay, no one's scoring. And then it was that long drive that they kept converting third and longs. I'm like, oh, my God. Like, they actually are going to have a chance here to tie the game up. And then obviously I was like, no, Grant, you're an idiot. Jalen Berger's just going to basically go on a drive himself, and they're going to win. But there was a moment I was like, well, this could actually happen, which would have been awesome. But
never felt that way.
Well, that's good. Are you guys, do you have any overreactions? It was a big, like we talked about quickly pre-show, Alex and I, that what I learned from checking Twitter is everyone reacts to everything, good or bad, like it's the most extreme because everyone's so pent up from no football that they just need to blurt out every single take they have on their mind, even down to like what people look like, how they ran a route, how fast someone looks. Like it's just ridiculous. Are there any overreactions you actually feel good about or think there's some merit to based on the first game?
No.
Yes.
I don't agree with many of the. If we're talking about just Michigan State here, that's what we're talking about?
Yes. Unless you have an overreaction
Could
about
you
Western.
list some of them? Can you list some of them?
I don't. Well, there was overreactions at like what's going on with Thorne. That was a big narrative.
Yeah,
on
should I
Spartan
be worried
Twitter.
about Peyton Thorne? Absolutely not. No.
He looked good in the pocket. He moves very well in the pocket, head up all the time when he's invading rushers. Yes, he got sacked a couple times. There's multiple
Once.
times where he moved in the pocket fluently and looked easy, like NFL footwork that you see out of kids.
He just had some overthrows. It's not. Everyone's
bad
freaking out.
overthrows.
Just everybody
We-
chill out.
He does
Barely
move in
played
the pocket.
offensive
really well.
snaps. And then he just had one horrendous throw that we all can agree on, rolling out to his left, throwing back across the right.
And I would expect that he's not going to
Use
attempt that again.
your legs more.
Could have scored on
The
that.
announcers on that. You can blame Patrick Mahomes for that one.
Yeah.
Like it's the Steph Curry effect.
So Peyton Thorne, will I believe the overreactions? No, absolutely not.
No.
Offensive line struggles, offensive line concerns.
Not an
don't-
overreaction. It's year 3. It's got to get better.
I don't know what you expected. If you
Dominance.
expected Michigan State's offensive line to be dominant with the same guys, no, this is not going to happen.
Or
I'm
assistant head coach or associate head coach who could improve the offensive line. I don't care if they're the same guys or not.
The big reasoning, I think, they didn't have the starters didn't really practice in the spring at all, so they're behind.
On the
I don't
other
think they look
side-
terrible either. So
on the
they
other
ran for 7
side,
yards of carry.
positive overreactions. We can say if there's merit to these. Keon Coleman is him.
He's not him, but he is every bit of a good receiver and has a load of potential.
I mean, he's a 6'5" wide receiver that can run.
He's 6'5" now.
He's 6'4".
He was 6'4" on game day.
He's
He
6'4".
looks 6'5" and 7'11". I can tell you that.
He's a big dude, and he's very good.
You saw him.
I'm not going to declare him
Saw him
the
7-11
Blingnikov
on
winner after one game against West.
Saturday.
That's good because there were some people ready to crown him.
Yeah, which is absurd, but
I wrote down, this is my takeaway that I don't think is an overreaction. For most Big Ten cornerbacks, Keon Coleman will be a problem in one-on-one coverage just with the jump ball nature with that big body. I will say, you guys be like, Grant, stop. It's going to be 50-50, but the first touchdown was a slight push-off. I could see that getting called in a tighter, like more closely watched, tighter roughing crew game. So his other one was, you don't think he pushed off at all?
To the point it should have been called? No.
I didn't say it should be. I'm saying that will get called at some point in the season. If it did
get called, I would be very upset about it. How about that?
So you thought... Okay.
I thought it was clean. It's football. You're going to touch a little bit.
You don't think if an opposing wideout did that to Chester Kimbrough, you wouldn't be like, that's a push?
I watched N'Keal Harry do it to Justin Lane twice in a game, and they didn't call it, so...
All right. And you weren't mad?
Oh, I mean, I was mad, but...
Okay. I'm just saying that's going to be...
From your perspective, of course, you would say that. I don't know anyone that's even brought that up.
I'm the one saying it's going to be a problem one-on-one. I'm just saying it was a slight push-off. Well, there's no vocal Western fans on Twitter. Like, no Western fan is going to be like, we got hosed.
Push-off's a weird rule in general.
I'm just saying, I watched it.
It wasn't egregious.
I've seen it. No, I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying I've seen enough ball where, like, that will get called at one point if that's his move. But his other back shoulder catch was super clean. So that's why I said he does have the 50-50 jump ball skills he talked about. Those were true. Let's see. What else? I'm going to talk about some eye tests here. Who caught my eye most on Michigan State's team? Can you tell me who you think Grant in a bar was like, wow, that guy can play?
Daniel Barker.
No, but I did have his name written down.
I don't know, man. Defense or offense?
Defense, really obscure.
Really obscure.
Like, I don't think he was on any of our previews. And I was like, who is that? I had to go look him up. I was like, who is that guy? He's sweet.
Who?
Kendall Brooks.
Our backup safety who came in for Xavier Henderson.
He made 2 amazing tackles and one caused a fumble. He put his helmet on a football. And like every time he tackled, I think there was 2 or 3, the person drove back 2 yards. I'm like, who is 33? Like
D3 transfer.
He's like a senior. Like, I was like, that guy's good. So that guy won the eye test. Another eye test.
Now it's another obscure guy.
No, it's not. The stats would not back this up, but watching the 2 guys run, Broussard looked like he had much more electric burst, but somehow Berger ended up with a much better stat line. I was more impressed watching Broussard run than with Berger's totals.
In person, I thought Berger looked pretty good. I don't understand why everyone says he sucks. I didn't get it at all. In person, he looked really good. And I do think Broussard has more like burst, but I think Berger's a more complete runner. If that's...
Berger just came on with that late... If he didn't have that late drive, there would have been...
He averaged 7 yards a carry at halftime.
It didn't look that way. I'm telling you, eye test-wise, you're like, this guy's not doing a ton.
Well, I watched it too, so... And you just said you were like barely glancing at the bar.
No, I was locked in.
Well, you're contradicting yourself. Evan, what did you think?
You don't see much of Broussard on the highlight tapes.
No, you don't.
You gotta watch the whole game.
But I would say I just know what Broussard is compared to what Berger is. Berger's between the tackles, and Broussard's... Yes, he can run between the tackles, but he's not that type of running back, I would say.
I think they're a great thunder lightning combo.
Yeah.
Oh,
he looks shifty a little bit. He looks a little bit more shifty, where Berger is a one-cut, get downhill. Broussard's more of a, what they call a scat back, make guys miss.
Berger did have a drop. I would like to see Broussard be the catching back, not Berger. But I don't know. I thought they were both pretty good.
They did look solid. No canine. We got the answer to that.
No one thought that was going to happen.
Well, I had my eyes.
The best running back I've ever seen in my life. I expected another one to just magically appear.
For Michigan State, you're saying?
Yeah.
College Reggie Bush would like a word.
Other than Reggie Bush,
Christian McCaffrey, Stanford versus Iowa would like a word with you.
Okay. Two guys. Other than that,
Alabama Derrick Henry would like a word in the Iron Bowl with you.
Completely different backs, not really
still the same
back. Comparison.
Another guy, eye test, pass the eye test. I knew he had the dog in him. My guy, Noah Kim, checks in, throws a deep bomb right away. That is Noah Kim, baby.
It's the easiest play of all time to call. Okay, here we go. Backup quarterback in. What do? Jaden Reed's down there somewhere. Here we go. Chuck it up.
It was when he stepped back and threw that from my angle. Stunning. I was like, wow, what a great ball. Noah Kim does got a cannon.
Does not lack confidence.
It's a little underthrown, but he drew the DPI.
The only thing I said about Baker was just I wanted to talk about the one-hand grab was super casual, and I'm sure you guys are Barker. I'm sure you guys are stoked to have a NFL-looking tight end after one game.
Keon Coleman is taller than him.
I was stunned that he got 2 carries.
That seems a little much. Yeah, I don't know if he should have average 2 a game.
Yeah, I mean, it was weird.
Yeah, what was Jay Johnson doing?
Everyone hates the jet sweep,
Hello,
but like if it works, no one says anything. So
I don't think I've ever loved a jet sweep with a tight end.
No, I think they're just trying to get the man some touches. Not the best way to do it.
Figure out different ways than that.
I think he's saving the
defensive end made the tackle on it.
No one blocked. I watched it like 3 times. Like, what
that's
are we
the
doing?
whole scheme of it. You go the other way.
You can guarantee they're going to run that tunnel screen they also used to do for Connor Hayward next week against Akron with Daniel
They
Parker.
ran the tunnel screen in this game to Malik Carr.
They did?
Yes, he got 7 yards.
Touches.
Malik
Carr is the worst blocking tight end I've ever seen.
Don't care. Don't need him to block.
Well, then he can't be in, though.
Yes, he can. You do it on pass situations.
I don't even know at this
point.
He
legitimately can't block.
I don't even know who Malik Carr is. I just think about Daniel Barker.
But Evan, when Malik Carr's in the game and we run the ball, he gets blown off the ball and they get in the backfield.
Don't line him up as the tight end on the line. Flex him out and let him block. That way it's a matchup easier. You're going to have either a corner or a slot safety on him. Instead of line up on the...
So you like Carr way more than Daniel Barker?
You're crazy.
You're crazy, man.
You're crazy. Daniel Barker one game, and I saw Malik Carr all last year.
Yep, that was enough.
Daniel Barker's good.
So Daniel Barker.
Daniel Barker looked like
just a bad blocker. He's a good pass catcher.
I don't care. I don't need him to block.
You do.
No, I don't. I physically do not need him to block.
But Daniel Barker's a better catcher.
Did you guys know that Tyler Hunt played the most snaps out of the 3 tight ends?
Yeah, the first play of the game was designed for him. I almost threw up. I was like, well, what?
And Evan, just so you know, your guy, Malik Carr, played 7 more snaps than Daniel Barker.
Touches.
He had 1 catch.
Catches.
1.
I think Daniel Barker had 1 catch. Just it was cooler.
It was 6 touchdown.
It was 1
Daniel Barker
giant mitt.
Daniel Barker might actually be Antonio Gates Sr. They may have snuck in Antonio Gates Jr.'s dad on your guys' team. Another point, may not be the last one in case. This is my last one I wanted to make sure we talk about. We got Chris Bogle, Aaron Creme Brulee, and Jacoby Windmon, all registered sacks, 3 transfers. I was a little surprised watching, I'm sure you were too a little bit, Alex, even Evan, because you didn't have the inside practice info this year. But when you look at the UNLV Windmon tape, he's an off-ball stack linebacker. He's an edge rusher in this defense. So
2 weeks ago, he got switched. No one knew about it.
I was a little stunned to see him, and it looked like he was right at home. I think that's an understatement, that he was ready to go from that position.
He's pretty good. Yeah.
He's more speed on the field. I don't care how tall he is. And there is our other defensive end, Jeff. What's his name?
Petrowski.
Ah, yeah.
He had a tackle for loss, and he was our player of the game. Coaches like him, Evan.
Petrowski.
But Bogle is better, but...
Petrowski isn't Kenny Wilkes. Quit trying to find Kenny Wilkes again.
Evan, I feel like you're just hating on guys that
Petrowski is 5'5" out there.
Well, Evan's thoughts about Petrowski is how I feel about Malik Carr after game 1, so I can't nitpick him.
It just...
Dude, he's too short, dude.
He played all right. He had some good plays.
I cannot wait for the Wisconsin game when they just run power at that defensive end just 90 times in a row. You're too small to play defensive end in the Big Ten. Too small.
Let's talk about Ben Summerant.
1 second, though, but it looks like, based on the pass rushing, that the BJ effect is already in full force.
Yeah, I saw some moves by our pass rushers I have not seen. So
yes,
the one thing that irks me though is when reporters describe moves and they just act like it's common knowledge. When some are like, "Oh, it's the ghost move," I go, "What the? That's just what you call it."
Yeah, I saw that. I'm like, "What the is that?"
I'm supposed to know that.
But Jacoby Windman's, I guess, the ghost move or Windmon. Windmon is what Mel Tucker said at his press conference today.
He emphasized the mon.
Windmon is his name.
Wow.
Either way, I'm gonna go Windman. It's way easier. He when he does that like full speed and then duck under thing, the ghost thing, that is a crazy move. I don't know how you stop that.
Yeah. I'm curious to see like how. Obviously, you're not gonna have 4 sacks a game, but I'm curious if it's a true like he makes an impact in the big games, or he's like has good numbers at the end of the year, and we go, oh yeah, remember those 4 sacks against Western? Like that's
But he's
why.
smart. Just pat him against, and then if we play Akron, get 4 more, and be like, oh, you're leading the country. You have 8 sacks. Then you fizzle out. You finish the year with like 15. Like, well, he had 15 sacks this year.
Dude, that would be insane if he had 15 sacks.
I wonder if like he gets to the level where he's going to get doubled, and then we're just going to rely on our boy Jeff Petrowski, Evan, and Chris Bogle.
I'll run out there and grab Petrowski myself and pull him off the sideline.
He didn't even play bad. There's
Evan,
so
he
much
would
hate.
smack you around.
Defensive player of the game.
I could block him.
No, you could not.
Evan, please,
Yes.
dude. He would dominate you.
I could block him.
Can we talk about how Ben Van Summer started over Cal Halliday?
Alex, why is Ben Van Summer the next AJ Hawk?
Okay, let's just chill out.
No.
All I'm saying is he
I
looked
want you
way
to chill
better
out.
this year than last year. He started over Cal Halliday for a reason. I'm not just going to be like, I don't trust the coaches after one game. He had 11 tackles. He's flying around the football field.
I saw Cal Halliday all over the field, though.
Cal Halliday had
because-
10.
Because who got hurt? Darius Snow. Cal Halliday came in after
It's
that.
friendly fire.
Well, yeah, it's very unfortunate. Darius is very good, and I thought he looked great. Out for the year. Bummer. But Ben Van Summer started over Cal Halliday as the other linebacker. So
They kind of are the same guy.
and he looked pretty good. We'll see if it continues, but for now,
We will definitely see.
I mean, I trust Cal Halliday. I trust him.
yeah,
You
but I'm
don't?
saying Evan, Ben Van Summer is starting. We're talking about Ben Van Summer.
I understand that.
Like
Yes, I trust Cal Halliday. I'm very okay with the fact. I mean, I'm very bummed that Darius Snow was injured, but the fact our backup is Cal Halliday was reassuring.
I mean, Barstow made merch for Cal Halliday. It's kind of embarrassing that he's not even starting.
Well, he is starting now.
Now he is.
And
I love Cal
I
Halliday.
did hear
I would start Cal Halliday.
Aaron Brule was banged up. That's why he only played 9 snaps.
Creme brulee.
So he will also probably, I don't know what position he's
How
going
many
was a
snaps
little
did he play?
Underdone.
He only played 9 snaps, but he
And
had
he got a sack in one of them? That's
He's
pretty good
he's
average.
an edge rusher because his sack came off the edge. Unless
Yeah.
they just he's
but
not
I mean,
a stack middle
I think he's
linebacker.
going to like rotate.
We have too many guys.
I don't
Evan, I
know.
think that's a good problem to have.
Yeah.
I understand that. We have too much depth in one position, though. They all are like the same.
Like edge rusher? I think you
Like
want
the
that.
outside linebacker, edge rusher, speed guy. Just do
I
all
think
that.
it's good that we have that many.
That's
You can
fine.
just keep firing them at him.
Isn't it just like really 4 guys though?
If we're talking just edge rushers,
Windman?
Petrowski, Bogle,
Brule.
Wright, Brule.
Who's right?
Wright played more snaps than Brule. Played like 12.
I think if
to
anything,
15.
you would want a couple guys that can back up Slade and Barrow if one gets tired.
Alex Van Summeren did make an appearance,
What,
makes
that
sense.
Maverick
You
Hansen
play-
guy played a little bit.
and Derek Harmon, who is. When I saw him on the field, he was the biggest dude I've ever seen.
I didn't see Marquis out there. Did Marquis get out there?
Yeah, he played
3 snaps.
three
That is
snaps.
Criminally low. Does he play? He doesn't play special teams either.
No,
Jesus.
I realized watching special teams, our entire like starting defense is on special teams.
It happens. It does happen a lot in college football. Yeah, I mean Jameson Williams was a gunner.
Special teams,
last
man,
year.
they care about special teams way too much now. Like coaches, obviously, I don't blame them because you
You
win
saw
or lose games with
LSU.
special teams and they don't want to blow it. So there's go.
I have 2 last final quick questions.
Yeah.
Evan, surprised Brantley starts over Ronald Williams and played almost the entire game.
I was surprised, but Brantley was arguably our best corner last year before he got injured.
I thought he looked good.
It's just like the linebacker situation. Tucker's going to play the best that came out of camp. I don't care who you are or where you came from.
Also,
Brantley had
Amir
11 tackles, I
Speed,
think.
ginormous human.
Yep,
He's
and almost got
6'3".
himself booted from the game. He got a little too antsy there at the start.
He had 1 target.
Oh,
Which
I
I
hate
assume is
all
a
of our
good
new
thing.
guys because I don't know the numbers. I don't know anybody's numbers.
You were asking me in the stadium for as long as you were there, what number is Amir Speed? And I was like, Evan, I don't know, 6.
I don't know numbers. I can't figure it out.
You'll learn.
But
It
he was
won't
pretty
take me
good.
Always
8
takes a
weeks
couple
like Grant
weeks.
will get used to the helmet. It would take me about 3 or 4.
Yeah.
I might have
Well,
to buy. I
college
might
is
be
a
that old
joke.
guy and bring my binoculars next weekend with my program.
College is such a joke because you can have double numbers on each side. It just makes no sense.
Last thing, 5 freshmen played. Are you surprised? And can you name them?
Well, Jeremy Bernard scored a touchdown.
Yeah.
Alex
And I
Van
heard it
Summer
is
played.
Jeremy.
Yeah, it is Jeremy.
Mangum
Bernard.
played.
Mangum.
3.
Who's the
Well,
third?
you already said Van Sumeren.
Van Summer.
Van Summeren.
Probably defensive guys at this point.
Oh, yes. Who was the one?
Did Dylan Tatum play?
Oh,
No.
Alex Jack Stone. Come on.
Actually, there's 6.
Who missed the
There's 6
kick?
guys
That
that
was a disgusting
Jack Stone,
kick. Oh,
freshman.
my God.
So I think the Auburn guys got a good chance of
That
playing
was
next week.
gross, dude. I looked at the guys.
He
in the
kicked off well, though.
Disgusting.
I don't know anybody else.
To Tyrell Henry, played on punt.
Oh, he was the gunner.
And your boy, Zion Young, played.
Number 18.
3 snaps at defensive end.
He was out there when we recorded a fumble.
I
I
can't tell if Jeremy Bernard will be a guy that's like, oh, he's pretty good, or he'll be like, that was a flash in the pan Western game, and we don't really hear him that much the rest of the year.
He played 5 snaps, if that tells you.
Oh, okay. That is the answer to that question.
The room is too deep. Like,
Yeah.
I don't
He
know how
looks
he's gonna
good,
play.
though. He looks
He
silky
is
smooth.
definitely good.
Terrible coverage by the Western kid on that play, though. Like,
Well, he
absolutely
got
lost.
cooked. He got cooked.
It was a hitch route, and he
It was a
fell.
hitch, and he was outside, and then he
it was
was
an
swiping
audible
at the ball.
line.
And then
Saw
also
his freshman.
zero
He's
help.
like, no, yeah. Peyton Thorne saw that audible, and yeah, it was a sweet play. I was like, who's number 5? Because he was number 4 all camp. And I was like, who just scored that touchdown?
But he'll always have like those tough photos in the end zone of game 1. Like he'll have that. Like I'm sure it's already all over his Instagram. All right. To Michigan's win against Colorado State, the Rams, which was basically the Nevada Wolfpack. We talked about that last show. 51-7 win. I don't really know where to start.
I know where to start. I have a conspiracy theory.
You have some questions? I like this. I love conspiracy theories.
I think that the coaches put Cade in a bad situation and put JJ in a good situation. They want Cade to look like shit so that JJ is the quarterback.
So do you think
it's a full conspiracy. I don't think they want Cade to start at all. They're trying to make him look terrible.
But how are they actually
bad
doing
play
that?
calls, like weird concepts, and then they just go in and let JJ run and sling the rock? It's completely different.
Well, the run part is because Cade can't run.
True.
So that's a huge factor in like the
but everyone's
cool read
like,
options.
Cade is awful. Cade was terrible. Yeah, he had a bad couple drives, but he wasn't that bad. His passer rating was horrible.
He was pretty below average for like a Colorado State, but he kind of had like the jitters of Peyton Thorne, but he didn't have any deep balls to pad like the cool stuff. So it was a lot. I mean, he missed Cornelius Johnson at least 3 times on routes.
There were some drops.
There was a couple drops. I think my biggest gripe was like the red zone offense was Rutgers vibes in last year, where you just settle for 3 every single time, and that just cannot happen. You have to be able to pass in the red zone. And although JJ didn't have to throw for a touchdown, every one of JJ's drives ended in a touchdown, whether that be by his leg.
He was playing the backups at that point.
Yeah, and I have that, and I was like, yes, he came in, they were up 30, people were tired, but still, it's like he didn't throw an incompletion, and he almost ran for like 50 yards.
Well, he had a 99 passer rating, and I think Cade had like a 52 passer rating.
And it's just the passes themselves, like JJ casually pulled a ball and just slung a 5-yard out route across the field in stride. I'm like, that Cade's not making that throw.
There's
like,
no denying who has more talent. No denying it.
Yeah, this made it alarmingly clear. And if that's
so it's over in your head.
If that's a tease, unless something goes wrong in the Hawaii game, J.J. McCarthy should be the starting quarterback in Michigan the rest of the year.
Is he going to be week 3? I mean, Cade was pretty upset, it seemed like, in the press conference.
Yeah, we can talk if you guys want.
That's what I was going to say. My biggest takeaway is the drama. Grant, you said last week
this is becoming an issue.
You think the locker room was settled on it, but now, after what Cade said at the press conference, it seems like he's pissed off that he has to share it.
Well, the one thing about Cade is like that's why I like him so much. He's very upfront. He's not going to like sugarcoat things. Like, remember when he at Nebraska, he goes, a lot of Michigan teams would have lost this game, and he said that at Penn State too. Like, he doesn't say politically correct like football coach speak answers. He will say what's on his mind. And Porter said, like, what'd you think? He goes, it was unexpected, because he basically said, I thought I had my best camp ever, and I thought I was going to get the job, and I did not like the decision, but it's not my decision.
You got to think like half the team is Team Cade, half the team is. The young guys are all Team JJ. The older guys are probably all Team Cade.
And that's one thing where I just now, because of this, I overanalyze body language. Like, whenever the quarterbacks would come off the field, I always saw Alan Bowman talking to them. Alan Bowman has to feel very uncomfortable right now. Like, he's just in the quarterback room.
Hey, Alan Bowman was 5 of 6. Put Alan Bowman in this race.
No.
He played well.
Dude, it made me laugh so hard. And someone tweeted out, like, 60 transfer quarterbacks like started, and I was just like, our 2 quarterbacks last year, Alan Bowman and Anthony Russo, were that, but couldn't win the job. And it's just funny that both our schools landed kids like that. But anyways, yeah.
Dude, I am petitioning for an Alan Bowman start.
Like last year, McCarthy and Cade, like you saw in the Ohio State game, like Cade probably hated coming out of the game, but like clapped for him, pointed at him, like, yeah, good stuff. I didn't really see much of that in this game. I think they kind of were in their own worlds. From what I saw, now they may not show everything on a broadcast, obviously, but I was reading body language.
It's too early in the season now where like that, like competition is like gone now. Like last year, you're competing for a championship. This year, it's like I'm competing for my own job to save my own ass.
Dude, it's awkward.
Now it's like I don't have to like him. I have to beat him.
When
this is an awkward competition.
When JJ scored his rushing touchdown, let's just say like the celebration in the end zone, like people were very happy. Like I was just like, the players are like really into JJ scoring a rushing touchdown. And like,
what was up with JJ's Instagram story?
Yeah, so that's the next thing. I don't follow JJ McCarthy, so I'm not going to know as much. I just have to go what people on Twitter say that follow him. There's this like, it's called After School. It does like motivational type posts, and they say, this could be exaggeration, they say JJ shares that feeds post to his story almost every single day, if not every single day, just like clockwork, like shares something. He's very motivational, very meditates before games. He's woo-woo. That's what he does.
It just bad timing.
So happened that the one was related to letting go of your own ego. And it was the post from that day, but he posted it after the game. Maybe he got on his phone and posted it, but you compare that with what Cade said at the press conference. It kind of was like him telling Cade to let go of his own ego.
Situation.
Yeah, really awkward. I don't know. I think, Alex, you asked, will he be the starter week 3, JJ? I think so. I think if he lights up Hawaii, like I think he will. And it even spoke to, we didn't know that JJ was even going to play in this game. Because I thought initially when, I kind of figured because it'd be a blowout, but when Coach Harbaugh was like, one will start this game, one will start next game.
Harbaugh said that both would play.
He did share the after school thing today too.
Okay, good. Smart to share it today.
You got to do it for the rest of your life.
No way he's going to miss out on sharing that today.
But here's the thing though, Alex, about it goes back to the point about running. Is JJ is a natural relief in curveball in the offense where he can come in and run. When JJ starts against Hawaii, why would Cade ever come in on a drive? What's he going to bring the offense?
Jim said he was. Like I said, this QB competition is a nightmare.
I don't think so. I think it's pretty much done. I think it's over after next week.
Well, yeah. As long as it's over. As long as it is over.
It's going to be like what the makeup is. Does Cade go Keyshawn Booty and delete all of his Instagram stuff from LSU?
I hope he becomes a Spartan. It'd be great.
And he would 100% not do that. I think he would go to UNLV and start throwing dimes to Ricky
No, I'm
White.
talking about Keyshawn Booty.
Oh, okay.
I don't need Cade.
Does Cade do that? From what I've heard about Cade, he's just a competitor. He would take it as a challenge and work to get back and then leave at the end of this. As long as it's not like a thing in the middle of the season, that's fine. If it's like he leaves after and everything.
He can play.
You have to enter the portal by game 4. Yeah.
To get out.
Mm-hmm.
You can enter the portal before week 4 and enroll in the spring. And then have a whole spring and whole summer.
A selfish thing here is I really hope he doesn't, because JJ runs recklessly at times and it's
Alan Bowman will play. Risky. Will start a game this year.
I hope not.
Looking at Cade's stats, they are dog shit. I'll be honest.
And the eye test is the same way. It was just because all I read off season, I read the articles. Cade went and worked with Jordan Palmer again. I believe is his quarterback coach he likes to work with. They worked on his footwork, best off season of his life. People that got to watch practice, like national media guys, said he was taking shots downfield and they looked good. There was not a single like deep ball in this entire game. Like last year against Western, he still had a deep ball to Ronnie Bell. There was no vertical challenge of Colorado State's offense that I'm like, I want to be able to see all 29 of college football and see if he's just missing guys or he doesn't have the arm talent. Because it's like you're going to need a vertical threat, vertical passing game this year. It's not, our defense is not going to be as good as last year, I don't think. So it feels like it's JJ's job to lose.
It'd be stunning if it wasn't him.
Because Hawaii's so atrocious. We'll talk about it later, but Hawaii is so
Michigan's
bad.
Michigan's a 51-point favorite.
Now Colorado State's equally probably as bad.
No, Colorado State is the level of Nevada. They're like slightly better than Hawaii.
Well, they lost to Nevada by 42 points last year.
But they have all of Nevada's players.
A lot of them. I don't know.
Yeah,
dude.
listen, Colorado State was a dumpster fire. Their quarterback sucked.
Millen was almost
Holy
Gillen.
shit, he was awful.
Other
He had a
notes.
QB rating of 12.2.
That's really bad. Well,
Not as bad as
talk
Spencer
about
Petras.
talk about points in the game. Offensively, outside of the quarterbacks, Roman Wilson showed good burst. I think he solidified himself. He's a top 3 receiver on this team. To be able to take a play 60 yards, like Jeremy Bernard, a big play like that, you need guys like that. So it's good to see him do that. And honestly, Alex, if you take away a 10-yard pass that turned into a 60-yard touchdown, think about Cade's stats without that play.
I'm looking at just the receiving stats. Balls.
15 guys caught a pass.
Yeah, and
That's crazy.
10 of them caught it for less than 10 yards.
Yep. Nothing really downfield. So, yes, that's why there's J.J. McCarthy. Defense was a huge capital D defense. I was very impressed. I know it's Colorado State, but you had to see it. I would have been nervous if I've seen Michigan teams give up 17 to 21 points against teams like this to start years before. 9 different guys either had a sack or a half sack. So that was phenomenal. That's what we talked about in the preview show, that you have to make up 25 sacks somehow, losing between Ojabo and Hutchinson. You need to do it by a committee, not one guy. They also forced a couple turnovers, had the classic defensive touchdown that you love to have in a game like this. Those are all good things. A couple of the guys that stood out on the defensive line of the 9, Braden McGregor looked good. He didn't have as much stats, but he was always in the backfield about to make a play on the ball. And then, I know it was just one play, but Yabi Anoma, the transfer that they got last minute, ran through the tackle, ran through the right tackle and ran through the running back's chest to sack the quarterback. And I was like, yep, that guy's a dog.
He has skill.
Will it translate every week? Probably not, but I just need to see a flash of is this kid even ready to play football? Is he in shape? Yes, he's in shape and he is very strong. And the last thing I said was this is a throwback to deep cut for Michigan fans. It's kind of crazy that there was a real time in Eric All's career where he was a liability because he couldn't catch the football. And now he just has absolute glue hands. And I might jinx him with that, but he had an amazing catch in traffic from Cade. And I was like, freshman year Eric All drops that 1,000 times out of 1,000. Probably doesn't even get his hands on it. So good for him.
Yeah, one catch, 22 yards.
The running backs basically copied each other's stat line, so they just both look phenomenal. I don't really know what else to say about the game.
They looked phenomenal.
Yeah. I mean, in what they got to do. The only thing that was, I guess, a question mark of this game was the offensive line at times, but they just dealt with 3 different injuries. They had a pregame injury no one knew about, and then they had an in-game injury that messed up a drive. So I think once they get everyone back and healthy, they'll be Remington Award contending.
I thought your O-line wasn't as good as I expected it to be.
Injuries will do that. Starting left tackle out, and then you have to bump a guard to tackle mid-game in the middle of drive, and then you're playing sophomore Giovanni El Hadi in the middle of it, first game action. It's going to look a little weird.
Yeah.
But the Virginia transfer was legit.
Yeah, I thought he was good. I thought Donovan Edwards looked smaller. Did he lose weight?
I don't know about that. He's definitely shorter. He's not a tall guy.
He looked big last year. But he did not look as big. I don't know. I still think it should be Donovan Edwards' job. Blake Corum got one more carry, but whatever.
Well, we're Blake Corum guys now because of that show.
Well, I do like Blake Corum as a person. Good kid. DJ Turner. Nice return.
He looks also sweet this year because he shaved his hair and has a buzz cut, and he's out for blood. I think he's going to be...
Give me a freshman update. Who played?
Derek Moore. Oh, my God. Defensive line, I think they could actually play throughout the year consistently. He looks phenomenal. I keep saying phenomenal, but he really was bull rushing.
Will Johnson play?
Yep. He had a good play, and then also he gave up the touchdown, but he was in good position.
I'm pretty sure he got burned on the touchdown.
And you got to learn about it. Colorado State, get that out of the way. He was in great position. Just was a great throw.
No offensive freshman impact that'll play this season, I assume.
I don't think so. The receiver room's way too deep for that.
Andrew Anthony also just quiet, didn't do anything.
Yeah, he's not starting receiver.
Wondering if he's ever gonna. I mean, he obviously is young still, but yeah. I listened to a fan of the show tell me he would be the second best receiver on Michigan State's team. So
he
gonna need to see more. Somebody
he had one single game last year, and that was it. He didn't do a ton in other games.
He had one game.
It was a great game to have it. It was instrumental to keeping that game close, but.
Now, granted, the most receptions for anybody on the team was 2.
Right.
So it's not
They played, I think Harbaugh said they played 86 guys. Like, they just got everybody in the game.
I mean,
and it's going to be the same thing next week. We're not going to know anything about this team until
9 guys took a carry.
It's going to be next week and the following week. It's going to be the same thing. You play 86. Like it'll probably go down a little bit because you're trying to ramp up towards like Big Ten play. So you're going to
win by more next week, though.
Yeah, but like next week is going to be 86. But the UConn, you'll probably play like 70 guys. You won't play as much. Some guys are going to get whittled out.
You're going to be bored.
It is kind of boring, but the quarterback competition makes it awesome. I'm going to be dialed into next week's game, like because I've never seen Michigan fans have never seen JJ play more than like 5 snaps in a game. I am popcorn. I'm ready to go.
Unless
I want to see what
JJ
this kid
throws
has.
like an interception, I don't know.
You've never seen JJ start. Never seen JJ start.
Never.
So.
And like actually have a whole drive basically to himself, like in a meaningful start of a game.
Alan Bowman had more passing yards, more completions.
Stop saying his name.
Give Alan Bowman a shot.
He's third on the depth chart.
He is.
All right. Let's talk about pro football. Again, we're not huge preview guys, so it's preview time of the show. Lions versus Eagles. Eagles -4. Over under 49 at Ford Field. Correct?
Evan, want to go?
Home opener. What are your guys' thoughts? Evan, I feel like you're a Jalen Hurts guy, or you hate Jalen Hurts. One of the two.
No, he's very underrated. People need to be Jalen Hurts guys.
So you like Jalen Hurts?
I do like Jalen Hurts.
Do you think he's gonna carve up the Lions? What do you think about this game?
I feel like they're gonna try to come in with the same game plan as last year. They're gonna try to run the ball down our throat.
Oh, the worst football game we've ever seen in person.
Well, we watched Boston Scott run for 220. Not actually, but it felt like it.
Yeah, and what's new? Good. Lions offensive line. Won't be healthy.
Ties on IR.
Will not be healthy.
You want to talk? I mean, I know it's not the biggest profile name, but that news was kind of semi-stunning at work.
It hurts.
Just like,
once he made the switch, he was good.
I tried telling you that, Alex. You hated him, remember?
No, Evan hates him.
I do. For $10 million, he ain't
Evan is the hater of Itis, not me.
But like, and also he wasn't even. We didn't know about this injury until IR.
They mentioned that he was like banged up in practice like 2 weeks ago, but I didn't think he was going to miss 4 games.
So again, we get back to never having the starting 5 play together.
Who's going to play? That Kramer dude? I heard he's one of the best backups in the NFL.
Evan Brown, maybe. The beat writer said whoever plays guard will fill in. You won't really notice because they're really good in camp, but it's camp.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Whoever the backup is solid.
Well, you got to deal with either Fletcher Cox or Brandon Graham, so good luck.
Jordan Davis.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, good luck. Hey, Frank Ragnow, welcome back after being injured.
Well, I'm glad we have Frank because he is a dog still.
He is a dog, but you have this mammoth of a human being, Jordan Davis, that you have to face.
If Frank Ragnow is a dog, Jordan Davis is a...
Yeah, what is Jordan? He is a
polar bear. Frank Ragnow is a great football player, okay? I'm not saying he has the intangibles of Jordan Davis because nobody does.
No.
Nobody. I'm actually very excited to watch that matchup.
You're not going to be tuned in on that. Well, you're going to be watching the skill guys like we all watch.
I'm worried. I'm worried for your boy Jeff Okudah on AJ Brown. Oh no, worried.
Why would he be on AJ Brown?
Okay, fine. Put him on Devontae Smith, a crisp route runner.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd be nervous for your boy Jeff because if he has a bad week 1, oh boy.
It also takes a quarterback that can actually get the ball to the receivers, though, which Jalen Hurts is kind of sus at.
And Evan just said Jalen Hurts is awesome.
I didn't say he's awesome. I support Jalen Hurts.
Alex, we watched a game last year where Jalen Hurts tried to throw a 5-yard out route and into the turf, and you said, this guy stinks.
He is not a great passer.
No, he's polarizing because he's either a phenomenal or terrible. There's really no in between. I'm just saying,
you put a little Jeffy boy out there on an island.
Stop talking about him like he's like a kid.
Ooh-wee. If he sucks, I'm going to be relentless in the chat.
You see his play against George Pickens, the talk, pushing people down. He was in George Pickens' back pocket and broke up a touchdown.
How many snaps has George Pickens played in the NFL?
A decent amount already. Game?
0.
He's about to play a full game because he's one of their starting wideouts.
Is he a Pro Bowler like AJ Brown? Was he a top 10 pick in the draft and a Heisman Trophy winner?
AJ
like
Brown
Smith?
Jeff Okudah is not going to be one-on-one with AJ Brown deep. He's going to have safety help. Tracy Walker is a big bruiser to come over the top and clear. If Jeff is on an island 50 yards downfield with A.J. Brown, that's just bad coaching because that isn't going to work with anybody in the entire league unless they're Jalen Ramsey, who's big enough to handle. A.J. Brown is also like Jordan Davis at a wide receiver position.
You just better hope we don't see much of Jeff Okudah on Sunday because that means he's doing well.
Correct. That's all I've asked for him.
And
I just don't want to know he's playing
on the first drive.
And let's be clear, he can give up a 15-yard slant to Javonte Davis.
15-yard slant?
Yeah, Alex.
Who runs a 15-yard slant?
Like a catch in after the run. 15-yard total was a slant.
No.
Play.
You better be tackling on the spot because you're right there with him.
Dude, you're a joke. You're holding way too high.
Listen, I'm rooting for Jeff. I hope he plays well. I'm nervous.
The goal is just to be better than last year, week 1. No Deebo Samuel, big plays. No big stuff. Just
if
keep
Jeff
it in
falls
front.
down and someone takes it to the crib.
Now, if that happens, but he gets a pick, that cancels it out.
No.
Yes.
That's
not if
bullshit.
Not if 42-7.
Then that's
Pick
Trevon
6.
Diggs. You get a pick, it cancels everything out.
Trayvon Diggs isn't that great.
Pro Bowl.
You take him in a second.
Over Okudah, yeah, thanks.
Over any corner we have. Over Oruwariye.
Warrior had a lot of picks last year.
So you would take Oruwariye over Trevon Diggs.
No.
Okay, thank you.
Other things that you guys are watching?
Well, the Eagles are every national media's sleeper pick to
they got
go deep in the playoffs. They're almost they are the favorite to win the division.
CGJ. They are him.
I was going to read you guys. I pulled up their depth chart, and you just read the talent. You know every single one of these names, basically. I'll just run through it quick. A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith. Okay, you don't know the third wideout. Quez Watkins, whatever.
Yes, I do.
But not good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, not scary.
Left tackle, this is the line from left to right. Jordan Mailata, Landon Dickerson, Jason Kelsey, Isaac Samala, Lane Johnson. PFF's number 1 offensive line in the entire NFL going into the season. Dallas Goedert, Jalen Hurts, Miles Sanders in their running back room. Defensively, scary. Brandon Graham, Fletcher Cox, Jordan Davis, Javon Hargrave from Pitt, Josh Sweat, Kazir White, TJ Edwards, Hassan Reddick, James Bradbury, Gardner Johnson, Marcus Epps, Darius Slay, Avonte Maddox. They just have dogs. They have legit talent, and so I am worried. And that's why I said, if we do win this game, you can give me all the Kool-Aid in the world because it'll be week 1 overreaction.
I'll drink
and we just beat an NFC dark horse Super Bowl team is the way I'm hearing about this Eagles team talked about.
Get insane, Grant.
Dude, Bill Simmons show.
Super Bowl team?
Yeah, Bill Simmons show. A lot of people have placed future bets on the Eagles to make the Super Bowl.
So we would be that team if we beat them, even though the Jaguars beat the Bills last year.
We just got lucky on week 1 is all, and it counts as a win that we need to get into the wild card.
Okay, that's better.
Now, our offensive line is number 3 in PFF, so this is an offensive line battle this week.
I need to see big things out of Swifty.
Okay.
I want to see a complete game from him. I want him to get touches. I don't need to see Craig Reynolds taking carries. No offense to Craig, good guy, but he doesn't need to be taking carries.
Jamal Williams is going to get the first snap. You know it.
No, he can't. He can't. There's no way.
Not 2 years ago, please no.
And I'm excited to see DJ Chark play a football game for the Lions.
Yeah, because unless we get something different tomorrow night, we haven't heard anything about DJ Chark on Hard Knocks.
Nothing.
Nothing. Not a peep.
We have heard a lot about the Serpent of Death, Josh Reynolds.
I think a big thing that goes into this is Goff pushing the ball downfield, or is it still check down Goff? Remember, weren't the jokes last year if Jared Goff completes 3 passes in a row, what is it? It's 4th and 2. That's our offense. So we need 10-yard downfield passes, maybe not check down.
Bad news. Dan Campbell didn't say if Ben Johnson's calling plays.
I know. I saw that.
And if Dan's calling plays, I'm going to be not happy.
It's punt team ready on the first drive.
5 yards.
What was alarming from Hard Knocks is that when Dan was saying last year he felt like he needed to be involved in every little thing. This is one of those things, Dan, I need you to not do. I cannot watch us run the ball 75 times in one football game. I can't.
Ben Johnson's a genius.
Let Ben Johnson call plays, please. Please. I'm begging.
Please.
Let's just see what happens. If he sucks, then we'll talk about it.
Any other things we're keeping an eye on? I mean, obviously Hutchinson, but I think
obviously front
very excited
seven
to see
stopping the
Hutchinson.
run. It's got to be. It can't get worse than last year. It can't.
I guess snap
Rodrigo
count
starting
on
at linebacker. I'd
snap
like to see
count on
that.
linebackers. Yeah, I
Yes.
want to see who's playing the most.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say Derek Barnes is starting.
I'm gonna say Derek Barnes and Rodrigo are the two starters.
but I want to know
Anzalone
about
and Barnes.
I want to know about snap count.
Anzalone is starting, Evan. I don't know
Anzalone's starting, Evan.
What world do you think he's not? He is guaranteed
he
starting.
wouldn't
I'm
be
not
allowed to.
saying he should be. I'm saying he will.
Go across the street right now, Alex, and tell Aaron Glenn to cut this guy.
Also,
probably
safety
still at the
is it going to be?
man.
I feel like
Guy
I
with
haven't
grinder.
seen. I feel like I haven't seen Deshaun Elliott in pads yet, or like I don't know what he looks like on a football field. So I'm excited to see him. I think he's our starting safety next
Heard
to
he's
Tracy
good.
Walker.
I heard he's good. He was good for the Ravens, right? That's where he was.
He was a special team hero for the Ravens.
No, he's athletic.
He was coached by Mike McDowell. He's probably a dog.
Remember? Have we talked since we got to full roster construction?
Yeah, a little bit. They
Mike Hughes made the team.
Tim Boyle's back. I didn't.
Practice squad
because
because our
Yeah.
boy David went to the rival Vikings. So yeah, rookies. Looking forward to seeing them, seeing who plays.
I hope not a ton, really, because that means that the veterans are bad.
Hutchinson has to play a ton, Grant.
Yeah, like yes. Besides,
I would
like,
hope Hutchinson plays every snap.
Besides the DPOY, the rookie defensive player of the year, yeah, he will play. Actually, this could be rookie defensive player of the year off between Jordan Davis and Aiden Hutchinson.
I'm nervous about Jordan Davis.
And if Hutchinson looks really good in this game, he's going to be good the whole year because this is one of the best offensive lines in the league. And if he's bad, spin zone, great offensive line. Covered.
Score predictions.
Oh, shoot. I didn't even think about this.
Score
Oh,
prediction.
wow. I write one down this time, and you guys aren't ready.
Yeah, I didn't.
29-24.
Interesting
wow,
numbers.
that's a Chris Berman.
Is that scoreagami?
No chance.
29, Grant? That's a weird number.
49 is the over-under. Alex, go ahead with your prediction.
31-28, game-winning field goal. Lions lose. That's how it always goes. It's going to be a devastating close loss.
34-17. They double us up.
Oh, Jesus. Getting smoked
Wow.
at home.
Were you there last year?
Hey, were you there last year?
That's
No.
an improvement. We improved upon last year.
Home opener last year, we were getting spanked, and we came back and made it
Hold
interesting.
them under 40. Score more than 14.
Hold them
That's the
under
goal.
40 in the NFL.
Were you there last year?
Yeah, I was. I just thought we've gotten better.
We booed him off the field and then left.
It can't even remotely get that bad. It cannot.
I feel like our team's going to be competent offensively. I can't say that about the defense yet.
We were throwing the ball to Trinity Benson.
So why
in
the
that game.
first? Why the first game of the year we had to play the Eagles? Why can't we get our feet wet? Why not? Why do we have to play a
Our
team
first
that just?
5 games are tough, and then it gets
Why can't we get the
super easy.
Browns?
We're going to lose to the Browns.
Yeah, our defense is going to get absolutely toasted.
Yeah, they're going to run up the middle for 50 yards of play.
Jordan
Play
Davis is
action.
gonna freaking cook our lunch meat, bro.
Evan, we had a good line. We had a good line.
to watch Jordan Davis play for the Eagles than I am to watch the entire Lions.
Well, Evan, you're not an NFL guy.
True.
Remember.
College football's back. There's college
It's a big
football
step
on right
for you
now.
this week. We'll see if you enjoy
Oh
it.
yeah, shoot. There's
14 nothing.
All right,
You're
these
not
will
missing anything.
Clemson.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, this will be quick because I didn't write down much for these previews.
There's not much to say.
MSU plays Akron. Anything? One or two things you guys are looking for in this game? If you're looking at anything.
Yep. Looking forward to seeing No Kim getting more snaps than
Yeah.
just a one collegiate snap he has.
Kane Hauser, maybe.
Mm,
You could
I was
play in the
telling
fourth
Drew earlier,
quarter.
I think it makes sense to give Kim as many snaps as possible. Our backups played one snap in his life.
Oh, that's fine. I'm saying like
The last series of the
third
game.
and like fourth quarter, Noah can play, and then like the last like 2 or 3 drives, Kane Hauser play.
All right. So, yeah, quarterback depth. I'd like this game to be over by halftime so I can see a bunch of players I haven't seen.
I think it's fair to
That's all
say
I
you guys are gonna wanna see like Thorne in the offense like hum on the first, let's say, 2 or 3
3 drives.
drives.
I want it after the
like,
first 3 drives. I want it to be 21-0.
Like you want them to look like they know what they're doing, and it's like quick, and it's like, yep, that was easy. There was no resistance from the defense because if not, like, all right, like how long is this gonna last? Because then the week after, It's like, dude, you don't have time to like putz around in the
But
first.
what if Jay's super conservative again? Because he doesn't want to show anything
Even if
against
we
a
are
terrible
conservative,
team.
we should be
This
able
is like
to
what people used to say
go.
about Jim Harbaugh the whole year. Like, oh, he's saving the playbook.
Well, I mean, against the Sisters of the Blind, you probably could save the playbook a little bit.
Yeah, well, I guess we should say MSU is minus 34.5 point favorites. Over under 56 points. What you need to know about Akron is they beat an FCS team, St. Francis, PA, by 7 points. So
And that
they're
FCS team
not
went 6-7 last year.
They're just not a great ball club. So
They're a dumpster fire. If this
Should
game's
be a-
close, you hit the panic button, maybe.
yeah, maybe. I think that's fair. All right. On Michigan side of the ball,
Even worse.
50 or 51 point favorite, depending on where you look. Over under 64.5, which is crazy. That spread's almost the over under.
So it's going to be 70-13.
That'd be what? That's not how that works. That'd be 83 points.
Well, what's the over under?
64.5.
And the
I'm bad at
spread's
implied
51.
totals. Yeah, I'm not good at this type of math. Nope, it broke Alex's brain too. I always
Yeah.
look up websites like tell me what the implied total is. I don't do it myself.
58-3 final. I mean,
Further things to night game, so that's cool, I guess.
so you're going to have to pay
information-
people to go to that game.
From at Zach Linfield on Twitter, said for those that were exhausted from the sweaty afternoon in Ann Arbor, Hawaii kicked off at midnight and was again blown out at home, this time by Western Kentucky. In their first two games, the Rainbow Warriors have allowed 545 rushing yards. So there's going to be no that's not per game, that's just total, but still that's like
but
over
still.
200 yards
That's
a game.
over
But
250.
this game will go. The game will go fast because it will just be a run.
That's
fest.
over 250 yards rushing a game.
Yeah. I think they gave up like
220 a
400.
game.
I think they
Or
gave up
270 a game.
Dude, I think they gave up
They give up
400
over
to
200
Vanderbilt.
rushing yards to Western Kentucky, and they love chucking the ball.
Oh, I think it was like 400 to Vanderbilt and like 150 to Western Kentucky.
Vanderbilt did in their second game rush for like 500 yards.
Versus
Vanderbilt's a
Elon. Vanderbilt's
sneaky wagon.
2-0.
Yeah, Vanderbilt looks good.
Get them ranked.
It's gonna be a blowout. What are we watching? Obviously, it's just JJ McCarthy. It's the only thing we're watching.
Pat your
Hey,
stats on our
Hawaii,
defense.
Hawaii struck first against Western Kentucky, 3-0.
Like maybe the defense still to see it's not a fluke. Like you get a couple more sacks, but it's just
It's gonna
JJ
be-
McCarthy throwing the ball.
These two teams, our two teams, we're not going to know diddly squat about
Is
them until they
Michigan
play.
student session going to
decent.
show up for this game?
No, I wouldn't.
For the first half, yeah, but then
They didn't
after
show up
that,
last
they're just gonna
weekend.
leave.
Well,
Yes,
shout
they
out
did,
Michigan State
Evan.
student section.
Don't
I
be
was
fooled
stunned.
by Zapruder film.
No.
Every student
TV.
session in the country
TV.
leaves after the game, after the halftime, if it's a blowout.
Michigan State was up
TV.
21-3 and no one left.
It's still within range.
21-3,
But then by the end, they had
Drunk
stakes.
college
It got
kids.
tight.
and then they blew them out in the fourth quarter as expected.
Yeah, 21-3. If you're 18 points, that's not like get out of the stadium.
The guy next to me was a Western fan. He got out of the stadium.
Wow. Not a loyal Bronco.
It's hard to be.
I think that's it.
Both score predictions for both those games.
Oh, yeah. I guess we did do that.
Michigan
I don't-
State 49-9. Michigan.
9? Where do you come up with these numbers?
They kicked three field
goals.
goals. What are you talking about?
So they're going to sustain 3 good drives and kick field goals on all of them?
No, Behringer will shank one.
No, he's the best punter in the country.
Is also not true. He shanked like one of his punts.
49-9, and then
He won the Rake Eye Award this week, Grant.
Michigan's
Iowa's
going
punter
to
is the
be.
truth.
Well, when you punt 10 times in a game, Grant.
So I'm not worried about Iowa anymore.
Oh, yeah, I was
overreaction.
going to mention that. Yeah, Michigan's going to win that game.
That's my overreaction. They'll probably bite me because they'll probably figure it out, but I'm not worried. You can't score touchdowns.
Spencer
against South
Petras
Dakota.
had the worst QB rating of all time, 1.1.
68-8.
68-8.
Could this be a reenactment of Michigan when they beat like Rutgers 70-0? And I told Alex, he's like, "What? That's a real score." I was like, "Yep." They let Jabril Peppers like just running back the whole first half.
Yeah, Hawaii scores a touchdown on the last drive of the game, and they go for 2 and they get it because Michigan just doesn't care.
Michigan Rutgers 78-0 in 2016.
78-0.
Yeah, it still surprises you.
The worst Michigan State score I've ever seen was 73-14 against Eastern Michigan.
Also, I just realized that this weekend that Ohio State's first road game is you guys.
Yeah, I said that last week, but no one listens.
Because while Michigan, I know they played Notre Dame, but Ohio State also doesn't leave their state.
Let's chill out, Grant. I'm not doing that yet.
What?
Ohio State's good. Their defense is better.
And Notre Dame's offense is a joke.
Jackson Smith-Njigba didn't play.
Yep. Well, he did. Then he got hurt.
I had to play like 2 snaps.
I'm not saying Ohio State is bad.
Well, I don't think you have a good chance of beating them if that's what we're already getting to after week 1. Overreacting, which I said you shouldn't do.
I just said it helps that you're their first road game. That's going to be an advantage for like the first couple minutes.
38-10. My prediction for Akron. After Mel Tucker said that their performance was unacceptable, I think it's going to be a bloodbath. So I'm going to go 56-0 shutout. And for Michigan, also a shutout, 69-0.
Nice. Michigan State 49-10. Michigan 52-3. I mean, these football games just stink.
I don't even know why we predict.
This is if you have a significant other and she's like mad about last weekend, like you didn't give me any attention, you give her all the attention this Saturday if you're a fan of one of these teams.
But you can do it in the morning. You can do everything in the morning Saturday. Michigan doesn't play to 4. Michigan doesn't play to 8.
Yeah. And like if you're going to the game, obviously it's different. But if you're not going to the game, then yeah, you say we're going to go out to a nice dinner. That's all. We're going to go out to a really nice dinner. I'm going to watch the first hour of Michigan State, and we're going to go to a nice lobster-tailed dinner.
If these games are close, hit the panic button.
Yes.
But if this game's close and Cade McNamara is starting week 3. There's a lot on the line in this game. That's why it is a snooze fest. But like I wonder how quick Jim will announce.
I just hope that I have someone to watch the game with on Saturday.
Chop.
And will he delay do you think Jim will be like, no, we actually haven't made up our mind. It was so close week 1 and 2, or do you think there's a firm decision in week 3?
It's over. It's the decision's been made. I already told you
I think both are going to play week 3.
Oh,
I don't think he's making a decision until week 4.
But do you think if they both play week 3, do you think it'll, even if Cade wins, will it still be like last year where JJ's going to play no matter what?
No, week 3 is going to be Cade gets first drive, JJ gets second drive.
Cade ain't winning.
Back and forth.
I don't think he'll do that because he's an NFL guy. I don't
give a care. He's got so much pressure to please both guys that they don't transfer. He's got to drag it out to week 5.
Milk it. Yeah.
He's got to drag it out to week 5.
He might go every other drive against Maryland just to play around.
We're better than them. Hopefully.
Loxley.
Final question of the day. Favorite moment from Saturday or Friday or Thursday?
Football?
Or Sunday?
Mine's like over the course. There was obviously some better ones. My sneaky one is while I was working at the fair, did a classic guy move and got the TV turned to college football, so I got to watch the game. But after the Michigan game, East Carolina was playing North Carolina State, and it wasn't a specific moment, but it was like one of those things when you're not totally dialed into the game. And every time I looked up at the TV, their crowd was going bananas and the players were going crazy because they made like so many 4th down stops in the 4th quarter, but then every time missed a field goal or like missed a touchdown. But just that crowd, what that game meant to East Carolina fans, every single 4th down stop, their team was going crazy. So that was my favorite part. Just looking up every time like, wow, they just did something good again.
Evan?
Favorite moment. Tailgating's back.
So nothing to do with watching games.
I know Alex's.
What is it?
Alex, you said favorite moment from the weekend.
Yeah, like college football. Which yours is applicable?
College football is back. I watched a lot of college football.
It's just not live.
Well, I watched some live.
In person.
There's nothing better than sweating out a game that you don't really have any interest in.
Yeah.
I.e. Houston, UTSA. And
you
just like
sweated that game out?
Yeah. Me pulling up my phone to watch Coastal Carolina and Army on ESPN Plus. Just an absolutely magnificent performance of offense. So I love triple option. I love those offenses.
My not favorite part was Marissa texting me, "Oh my God, should LSU kick the extra point or go for 2 before the play even happened on my TV?" That wasn't great.
That's rough.
Because
Spoilers.
ESPN, Fire TV, you're always like 20 seconds behind people with actual cable. It sucks. Alex's favorite part was seeing LeBron James at the Ohio State game.
What a joke. What a joke.
I thought about you and got mad that you're probably like, yeah, dude, LeBron's so sick. Look at him and Bronny.
I did not think that was sick.
I can't stand
Dude,
that whole dynamic, dude.
First of all, you care way too much about that. Second of all, I didn't even blink about that. I didn't care. My favorite was the North Carolina App State game, and then North Carolina absolutely obliterating everybody on that onside kick and cribbing it. It was the most sick thing I've ever seen.
Oh, also, we're going to go by like dirty hits. The LSU target last night was the most target ever.
Ridiculous.
That's why
That
they
should
have the
be
rule.
suspended like
That
5
is the reason why they
games.
have the rule.
I mean, that was the dirtiest hit I have seen in some time. And they still
Also,
scored.
I spoke back to Friday night with the Indiana-Illinois fan. Just every time I saw Brett Bielema, I giggled on my TV.
If I said to someone that is the fattest human being I've ever seen.
Brett Bielema.
And shout out Penn State, Purdue, and West Virginia, Pittsburgh on Thursday. It was pretty electric.
Like that just got your toes wet. That just got you ready for it.
That's
the most fans I've ever seen in a
that
Pitt
was
game.
Sean
ever.
Clifford in one game, like horrendously bad to like, okay.
Big Ten Offensive Player of the Week, Sean Clifford. Put some
Pitt should have
respect on
bought
his
season.
name.
If you were
He had
anywhere,
5 touchdowns.
anywhere near Pitt, you should have bought season tickets.
It was
West
an
Virginia at
electric
home,
stadium.
Tennessee at home, back-to-back weeks.
And then they go at your Western Michigan Broncos.
Anthony Richardson, next Lions QB.
He's good at football.
Yeah. My
Utah
Final Four
and the
pick.
Pac-12.
My Final Four pick is dead.
Bad.
Well, Alex, don't count out Lincoln Riley.
Oh, sorry, Evan. They beat,
Evan already lost a playoff contender.
Yeah, I did.
Who'd they beat? Rice?
Yeah.
They had 3 pick sixes, USC did.
Yeah, it's
Did
a
anyone
complete
see
game.
Quinn Ewers throw? I didn't see him
Nope.
throw.
Didn't see a single Texas
I haven't seen a
highlight.
second of that highlight film.
I can't wait to overjudge that kid unfairly when he goes against Will Anderson next week.
When they lose 49-7. Oh, and Georgia's still good. And Oregon
Oh
is
my
bad.
God.
That wasn't
Georgia
fun.
is amazing.
I was so excited to watch that game.
Stetson Bennett's good.
Sean McDonough was
good
on that
enough.
team. That's why. I was excited to listen to Sean McDonough. Again,
Georgia's 6'7", 250-pound tight end.
I want him on the Lions. I want him.
I want that.
I
The
want
Jordan
him.
Davis of offensive skill players.
That game was how in 2019 when LSU played Oklahoma in the playoff. I was on a flight. I landed, saw the score, couldn't believe the score. Drove home from the fair, got home, sat down, turned on the Georgia game. I was like, well, this is over. That's crazy. It's like 28-3.
Bo Nix stinks.
Can't beat Georgia.
Maybe hiring a defensive coordinator is not the move in modern college football. I don't know.
Well, we hired Mel. Worked out so far.
Yeah. But
Vic
Jay Johnson's
Aranda
on
worked
the
out so
hot
far.
seat.
Just because Dan Lanning had to play the
Cincinnati,
national
Arkansas was like
champions.
Cincinnati, Arkansas was the grossest top 25 matchup I think I've ever witnessed. It was
Close
just-
game.
It was gross football though. I mean, like it wasn't good.
There wasn't a bunch of high-profile games. Because the Ohio State Notre Dame game sucked.
Sucked.
Georgia Oregon game sucks.
I almost took a
Sucked.
nap at halftime.
I fell asleep in the middle of the second quarter. during
I'm
the Ohio
not
State
sold.
game.
I'm not sold on Ohio State's defense. Notre Dame has 0 skill players that scare me whatsoever.
Matthew Mayer.
Okay. Yes.
They have one.
Besides
Audric
that,
Estime is tubby.
big boy.
Huge.
He is Jerome Bettis.
Dude, he's giant. He was not that big in high school.
Yeah.
He's ginormous.
Huge. Okay, that's the show. Episode 87. Follow us at ShutUpMS on Twitter and Instagram. YouTube, Apple, Spotify. Download, follow, subscribe, send the show to a friend. All that good stuff as college football rolls on. Then we actually have meaningful games coming up. We'll have the Lions to talk about, which is every game in the NFL is at least fun in some way.
Until
And
we're
then we'll-
0-6.
Next week will probably be preview for an actual football game between Michigan State and Washington, who Washington looked pretty good from what I saw on box scores.
Which means you didn't see a second.
No, I did not stay up that late.
To college football being back.
It's college football being back.
I don't have anything to drink.
To NFL being